Hey everyone, Lotus Prince here. Uh, where the hell have I been, right? Well, I'll tell ya. About a week or, I'll say a little over a week ago, the computer that I use to record Let's Plays off of the HD TV, like the PS3 stuff, got into a nearly inoperable state, and it remained that way for 4 days until we operated, or until we, whatever the word is, took advantage of our last resort. Used our last resort? Shut up, whatever. So we did the last possible option and just reformatted the thing, bringing it back to square one. Now I was able to rip everything from the computer that I wanted to with an external drive in safe mode, so the day was saved. But still, that was quite a setback. Also, I wanted to be able to capture footage from the Nintendo 64, and I have not tried grabbing things from that console. I'm sure, or at least I was sure it was doable. Turns out it is, but I wanted to cover my bases before announcing it. Now that I can, I'm doing just that. However, it's not just a matter of ripping from the TV, the HD TV anymore. I would prefer to do it on a CRT just because the picture won't be all warped to the 16:9 perspective instead of the old school 4:3. So I'll show you. We actually brought a CRT up into my room. It's been just lying in the garage for, ever, because it's, at this point, outdated technology. But the advantages of a CRT are at least twofold. Number one, you get the proper proportions for the Wii console and anything before it. So, PS2 and Xbox downward. The only things that really do not go with it are the 360, the PS3, and now the Wii U. So the proportions are correct. And number two, if you're interested in games with light gun peripherals like Time Crisis or Vampire Knight or House of the Dead, those don't work on HD TVs. They just don't. I mean, I know there's new Time Crisis games for the PS3 and 360 that do work. Besides the point, the light gun games for older games. Yeah, the light guns for older games, for older systems, do not work on HD TV, so you would need a CRT. That's not as big a priority for me, but, just saying. But now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I'm indeed doing a Nintendo 64 game, and it's actually one of my favorite games for the system. You might have seen it in an earlier status update when I said, hey, I went to a classic game store and look at the stuff I bought. So, bringing it out now. Mischief Makers. This game freaking rules. You play as Marina Lightyear's Ultra Intergalactic Cybot G, and you kick the ass out of anything that comes in your way. It's a really lighthearted game, a cool side-scroller made by Treasure, and it's just so much fun. The bosses are just show-stopping numbers. It's absolute fun. I can't get over it. So I look forward to seeing if I can't, I certainly look forward to playing the game. At this point, I've already recorded a couple of installments. I haven't rendered them yet, but I got the footage at least. I should be able to put up the first installment in, say, 3 or 4 days from now. That ought to be decent, reasonable period of time. God knows I postponed long enough already, but I didn't really have much of a choice. I mean, I put up the Kickstarter video, but that just requires the camera, and I can do that. I just didn't have a TV to rip any game footage with, or at least not a TV near a computer. But now I do. Let me show you real quick. There we go. This is the TV that I actually used to record my older Let's Plays. Obviously the not PC ones, like Eternal Darkness, the Fatal Frame games, all that jazz. There's the N64 down there. So this ought to be doable. And yeah, a bunch of PS2 and PS3 stuff with miscellany on the shelves. So obviously we have that to look forward to now that I have it as close to the TV as possible. And just to show you, there's the computer. Like, it's right there. So this ought to be good. I'm going to put the camera... I don't know if I'll put the camera down. Yeah, I should, because otherwise my face will be too close. Let's rearrange this thing. Perfect. Awkward pause while waiting for me to go back to the chair and sit down. So, I ought to have Mischief Makers up for you in, again, 3 or 4 days. I do apologize for the wait, and don't worry about, like, oh no, your poor computer or whatever. Like, it's fine, and again, I grabbed all the stuff that I needed to from it, so really it was just a minor setback in terms of time. Not as big a deal as it could have been. We didn't have to buy a new computer or anything like that, so we pretty much made out as well as we possibly could have. So the day is saved, and also Mischief Makers. I'm telling you, this game's awesome. I suck at a lot of the levels in the first couple installments because it's been about like 8 years since I played the N64 for an extended period of time, except for like GoldenEye at PAX East last year, but that's beside the point. But the game is still amazing, so don't let my bad performance fool you. Like, it's not like, oh, this level's so hard, it's because Lotus Prince sucks. But, again, there's only a couple levels out of like the billion that I cover in the first few installments. Trust me, you're gonna love this game. I assume. Until next time, everyone.